So here is another new first for I Am Positive Mindset. For those of you who missed the video that I did last week, this week is called WWND, which stands for What Would Nicola Do? So I got a new email address made, wwnd@IamPositiveMindset.ie, very kindly made by my lovely web developer, Tom. And I am giving you guys an opportunity to email the team actually, with your topic of discussion, a question that you want to ask me for a challenge that you're having in your life right now. So all of the videos that I've put up so far have been me giving you guys the tools and then uploading it to the YouTube channel, so we have like a condensed area of where all the videos are kept. However, I've decided to reverse it. Instead of me just giving you random tools that are brilliant, I want to give you specific tools that you need for whatever challenge it is that you have, okay? So I will say there was absolutely fantastic emails sent during the week, and everybody who took the opportunity to email us was so brave and courageous, and we were a little bit blown away by the standard and the quality and the depth of the questions. So we thought about it long and hard and we made a decision. So I have one here. I'll tell you the reason why we chose this. We chose this because firstly, this person is going to feel very supported from me and the team, and this person will be heard and understood. But not only is this going to help this specific person, it's going to help so many other people in her position, and especially for young people coming behind her, okay? You know that I love working with the kids, and that empowering all children is extremely important to me. So I believe that this particular very first WWND has the potential to be extraordinarily, I'm struggling with my braces, I'm so sorry, they're coming off very soon. Extraordinarily powerful, okay? So let me read it to you. And let me know what you think. Okay, so let's do this, our very first WWND. Hi Nicola, I consider myself a strong, independent woman with plenty of interests, good friends and family, and a good career. I'm always pushing myself to be the best version of myself. I love her already. I attended your Unconditionally You workshop in the Hilton in January this year, and in brackets she says, I loved it. You put the question to us, what would you do if you were not afraid? This is a huge part of the workshop, right? It's very, very powerful. I made a list that day, some I'm currently working on. The single biggest thing for sure on my list is I would be honest and open about my sexuality. Sadly, I'm not. To cut a long story short, I had been dating men all of my life. Well, since late teens. None of these relationships developed into anything meaningful. They never felt right. I basically stumbled from one empty relationship to the next, and with long periods of time in no relationship or dating. So almost 6 years ago, just after I turned 40, and can I tell you, whoever said life begins at 40 was so right. I met a woman, fell madly in love. My world turned upside down. Never felt anything like it. So natural. We've since split up. Anyway, I'm only out to some friends and family members. How can I be true to myself and those I love? For example, my mother and brothers, about the real me, without making a big, huge announcement. It's important to me that my nearest and dearest know the real me. Currently, I feel like I live this double life. Kind regards. Anonymous for now. Oh. Okay, so listen, this is layered and it's deep, but let's go back to the beginning. I consider myself a strong, independent woman with plenty of interest, good friends and family. Okay, so let me make it really clear to you, okay? I have loads of friends that aren't straight. And my son came home, he's in third year now, and my son came home from school in first year, and he said, Mum, something to tell you. Can we sit down at the table? And I said, yeah, no problem. Yeah, we would call family meetings regularly in our house. And he said, I've something to tell you. I'm coming out. I'm straight. And I said, I'm delighted for you. Do you want a cup of tea? That'd be great. And we had tea, and we talked about him being straight, and that was great. And that's the way it's supposed to be. Okay? Straight, gay, lesbian, bi, I don't care. People. Love. It's all the same. And it should always be the same. Okay? Now, Miss Anonymous, you said that you have really good friends and family, and that you've chosen a couple of people to tell, and you've held back some information from other people. But in my experience, and I've loads of friends that aren't straight, always have had, in my experience, your family already knows. You just haven't had the conversation. So I would be very, very surprised that if you pulled them aside and said, listen, I've something to tell you. I'm a lesbian. The response to the Sam will be, sure, Jesus, we all know that. What's the problem? And hugs and kisses. And they'll probably say, do you want a cup of tea? That's my experience of when people come out as adults, you know? So the other thing that I want to say to you is this. You're not going to change inherently as a person when you do give them this news, okay? And I don't even think it's news, I just think it's confirmation, right? You're not going to change in a negative way. Some people may change in a negative way, but you cannot control that. But when somebody knows who you are fully, and you're coming from flow, and you're being all that you can be all the time, including your sexuality, you will find out really quickly who are your tribe and who are not your tribe, no matter what. Whether it's about sexuality or religion or your political views or your personality, it doesn't matter. People are going to be organically attracted towards your energy no matter what, okay? Now, the other thing that I want to say to you is this, is that when you do make this announcement, without making a big hoo-ha about it, okay? We're not doing Mardi Gras on it. Like, you're going to fill your boots so much more, okay? You're going to fill your boots so much more. So there will be a positive change for you, because you'll just flourish, and you'll become more than you've ever been, for this reason and this reason only. It is hard work pretending to be somebody that you're not. And this doesn't even only apply to sexuality. This applies across the board. It reminds me of the situation of the client of mine who was one way in her job, and another way with her family, and another way with her friends. And I call this the chameleon effect, when people are trying to fit into certain situations to please other people, fearing judgment, okay? They're afraid to be all that they can be. And that's how you end up attracting the wrong people into your life, because you're pretending to energetically be somebody else, okay? But when this client of mine came to me one day, she was in an awful state. Somebody had thrown a surprise party for her, and all of these people from different facets of her life were in the room at one time. And when she went into the room, she didn't know who to be, because she didn't know who she was, okay? So what I'll say to you is this. You'll remember from the day of the workshop that we did, the positive and negative ions. I want you to start really focusing on the ions that you changed from the negative into the current and future positive tense. They're the ones that I want you to be focusing on at the moment, okay? The other thing, making a palaver about it, is, and I spoke to one of my pals just before I went live. I wanted to get his opinion on it as well. That, I mean, I knew what I was going to say. I was going to say it anyway, but I just wanted to get it from a gay person's perspective as well, that I was covering all angles. And my pal said, you know, it really is none of anybody else's business what the hell you do, or how you do it, or who you do it with, okay? So there's a couple of options. The softly approach is send a text message or an email or whatever with just giving the information, and that you don't want a big song and dance made out of it. And the next time we see each other, can we just have a hug and just make it an is? That's the softly approach. However, for me, that wouldn't be the most empowering thing for you to do as a person. I think it is extremely important for you to stand in your own shoes and deliver this message face to face with the people that you have held back this information with, okay? I think it will be really healing for you. And just use small plain language. You know, don't, the longer time that you put between right now and delivering that message, there's a build up of anxiousness, okay? And you've already said there's 46 years of a build up to this with certain people in your life, okay? So now that you've seen this WWND and you've heard my opinion and my pal's opinion, the quicker you take action on this, the quicker you will be settled in yourself. But you know that analogy of the problem in your head is this big, but really the problem in your head is only that big? We blow stuff out of proportion and we make it to be, listen, this is your life. And we come from a time born in the 70s whereby if you weren't straight, it was frowned upon, you know? And Ireland is a very religious country and all of them things. So I get this is, I'm not being flippant here. I'm undervaluing how you're feeling, but we're in a different time and we need to move with the times. We need to put down the armor of those days and let it go and step fully into what 2019 has to offer for everybody. And whether people want to join you on that journey or not is their choice. It's not yours, you know. But you deserve to be happy. You deserve to fill your boots. You deserve to not have to wear a mask every day of the week, because the masks are heavy. The masks are heavy. And you know yourself, you described it there in your email so eloquently, how it felt for you that when you fully stepped into all that you could be, how your world turned upside down and you fell madly in love. Like how you described it was just like, oh, I could feel it. And I want that for you all the time. I want that for you every day. Because when you're in that position and you're coming from flow, people will be attracted towards that. For example, and everything that I'm saying applies in all situations really. For example, you know, I know who I am, but I sometimes I'm not too sure that who I am as a person translates through this screen or translates through my writing or translates even in one-to-one. But clearly, because I have no fear of judgment anymore, I used to, not anymore, that is being sent out as a very clear message, because a person I don't even know on LinkedIn shared my black and white post the other day when I said I'm very black and white. I don't pull any punches. My clients know exactly what it is that they're getting. This girl shared the post and said, you know, this girl is 100% authentic, and you know, I've been watching her and following her for the last little while, and we all need to take like a leaf out of her book. And that only came through that lady observing my post on LinkedIn. So the true version, the flow version, the authentic version of me is coming through the screen and is coming through the writing, and I'm delighted about that. And the same will happen for you when you grab the bull by the horns and deliver your message. And when you're delivering your message, make sure you have good eye contact and that you're smiling, and that before you do, that you have a good chat with yourself to let you know that you love you just the way that you are. And your friends and your family will do the same if they are coming from a space of love. There might be a bit of a wobble for maybe some of the older generation, and that's okay too. That is okay too. You just keep being you and you keep rocking your world and everything will come into equilibrium soon enough. I hope I have answered your question well enough for you. And if anybody else wants to have their WWND called out next week, you need to send an email to the team, which is wwnd@iampositivemindset.ie with your question. And we'll come back in and around the same time again next week and we'll answer somebody else's question live. Okay? And I'm really delighted to be able to offer this as just another extra layer of value for the supporters of this page. Let me see now. Let me scroll down. Jesus, millions of yous online. Teresa Kavanagh, you're right, Nicola. This applies to so many of us. As you always say, we are more alike than we are different. 100%. Lisa Marie, I never know, Lee, if I'm pronouncing your surname correctly. Trefan, is it? You'll have to correct me on that, Lee. Lisa and I know each other from where we're from, and her name has changed since I was palling around with her. Needed to hear that. You're so transparent and authentic. That's lovely, Lee. Thank you so much, darling. Not too much has changed, Lisa, with me since I was hanging around in Edenmore as a child. I'm all the same, still the same. So that's all the comments for the moment. That was a pleasure. I was absolutely delighted to do that for that lady. And I look forward to doing WWND next week. Take two.